That's football. That's football. Hey, get the heck out of here.
That seemed a little bit personal, maybe a little bit over the line there. Ref taking a personal shot. We're going to talk about it in case you didn't see what he said, but the ref took a jab at Coach Prime and his players based on the words there from well-off media. Then a ball boy get aggressive with the Sanders. I just thought they were just defending the tortillas. It was a full-out war yesterday. And they still got clapped. Belt to ass, baby. Roll the intro. We got to talk about it because it's juicy. Are you kidding me? We almost made it through the whole season without some just asinine drama. We almost did. We should have known it wasn't going to happen, but we almost did. So here's what happened. Well Off Media, which is obviously Bucky, his son, posted this video on the Well Off Media video, which is fantastic. They're always fun to watch. Just a different insight to the game. And right there you can see on the bottom, which obviously Well Off Media posted this, the verbiage. Coach Prime told one of the refs that the fans are throwing half bottles and beer cans on the field. And he even said in his press conference, he's like, yeah, well, I don't mind the tortillas, but then they started throwing water bottles and I had to kind of step in. And even the coach for the other team grabbed the mic and was screaming at the students. This is mayhem. And so I guess he brought it to the ref's attention and the ref responded, well, your players are blowing kisses after they score. What? Now, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know how these conversations go. And maybe refs and coaches, you see them arguing and yelling. I've always wondered, like, how is that dynamic? Like, they're screaming at each other at times. Like, is there a line that is crossed? Like, I don't know, right? I would assume this can't be said because you're supposed to be not biased. This shows a sense of bias. Like, it's like, hey, yeah, I don't care that they're throwing water bottles. Like, your kids are acting like X, Y, and Z. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I look at that. Let's watch the clip again because it's nuts.
That's football. Hey, get the heck out of here.
He wanted to say, get the F out. Now, they asked him about this in the press conference, about the situation. He goes, no, the refs done something personal. And then moved on. Because he thought when you see that reaction from watching the game, it's like, are you getting mad because the water bottle? He's like, no, I'm frustrated, but that's not why I acted the way that I did. So we will see what comes of this. That's the next clip. We'll see what comes of this. But by golly, that's wild. Again, I don't know if this is, I don't think so. And he didn't speak to this, so maybe this happens like on a regular basis where refs kind of just take their jabs. Again, they take a beating. And I feel like that isn't a time and place for it either. I mean, he's complaining about the fans, like get the shit in check, like do something about it. To respond by that is just, it's mayhem to me. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on this because it's we'll see if anything comes of this, if the Big 12 sets out a fine or anything to this ref. I don't know. Again, they'll have to do an investigation. I don't know if there's any clear what was said, and the only way that you could say this is by asking people around. Again, this is beyond my pay grade. Okay, we just talk football here, but nuts. Then this happens. I don't know if I don't have the rights to this clip. They usually, Well Off Media, they're cool with sharing their clips. So I don't know who owns this clip, and I don't want to get in trouble. But it's kind of fluttering around on the internet there. But after Shiloh runs in the turned over fumble or pick at the end there, at the end of the game, scores a touchdown. He's walking back to the dugout or to the sideline, and the ball boy here in the white hat knocks it out of his hand. And Shiloh picks it back up and says something and kind of keeps walking. And he kind of steps up to Shiloh like, I need that ball back. Now, again, I don't know the rules of the balls and all those things either and whether they can keep them or not with it being a college. I don't know, right? Because that's Texas Tech ball that they scored with, not Colorado's ball. Keep that in mind. And he said something, and then Shador kind of gets in his face like, yo, back up. Like, what are you doing? The ball boy says something, and Shador goes, you a hoe. No, you a hoe. And then Bucky shoves him. Like, get off my player, dog. Bro. This is nuts. It's like unbelievable what these kids got to go through from a day-to-day basis. Like just the hate that is. I mean, it's football, so I love it. I love the animosity. I mean, it's how it should be. It's college football, but I just out there crazy to see what comes out after the fact with this mayhem. But let's talk a little bit of football before we go because this BYU squeaked it out against Utah. Which tells us, I told you that game was going to be an absolute dogfight. They were down 2 touchdowns late in the game. Like, oh my goodness. And I said yesterday, look, honestly, BYU needs to win out to make that win in the Big 12 championship for Colorado as lucrative as possible. And as you can see, remember a few weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, I think a week ago, I did the ESPN breakdown. And if they won the Big 12 championship, they still had them not as the 4th seed, but as that 12th seed, because I think they had Boise State rated higher than Colorado, just given where it stood at that point in time. But this is how I believe it's going to go, right? Where Colorado wins the Big 12 championship, they will have that Final Four spot, and then you can see it goes to Ohio State or Boise State. Now, just for the ones who went home again, this is very new to everybody. Only the first round of playoffs are played at home. So if the Buffs were to get into that 4th seed, that game would not be played in Boulder. It would be played in a neutral site. Just so you guys are aware. I don't know if you know that or not, but because I could only imagine what a Boulder game in Colorado would be. That'd be absolutely nuts. But just keep that in mind. On how that all can shake out. So that is something to keep in track. Obviously, we know that right now, after the win yesterday at Iowa State going down, that Colorado is in the driver's seat. They've got to win out, and they're in the Big 12 championship. And then at that point, now if they lose the Big 12 championship, I don't know how that holds. A lot of things have to happen in front of them. But right now, best case scenario, they are in full control, and that's what's important. And before we wrap this thing up, though, I do want to talk hire of the year, Robert Livingston. We talked about it last night. His defense has been playing out of its mind, ranking 1st in sacks in Big 12, 6th in the country. I don't know if that's an award they hand out. I don't know if he qualifies for Coach of the Year, but Hire of the Year, something to think about. The development that team has been on, absolute tear. Absolute tear. But yeah, craziness going on with the ref situation, with the ball boy situation. Give me your thoughts. The referee thing, that's a wild one to me. Again, you see interactions. We don't ever get the sound bites, though. Cameras on the sideline, people on the sideline, you get sound bites. You get that full raw reaction. This is the cool part of social media. We could see shit like that you typically wouldn't see. Give me your thoughts and your comments down below. Hey, we're almost at 11,000 subs. You guys hammered it yesterday. I appreciate the support and the love. It's fantastic. No haters were arriving in the comments yesterday, which is we expected. But smash the like button, subscribe. We'll see you boys in the next one. Boys and girls, peace and love, baby.